Oh boy, what a week on the market. The Reddit group Wall Street Bets started betting against short sellers at GameStop. Many people want to make money, and gambling on the stock market obviously is one possibility to try to get wealthy. Building a business is another one. And many businesses start with nothing more than an idea. But as a matter of fact, more than 90% of all entrepreneurs who try to start a business based on an idea fail. Why is that? Mr. Lee was the creative leader of the Marvel Universe for more than 2 decades. So let's listen to Stan Lee and learn what he thinks what entrepreneurs who have an idea that they genuinely think is good should do. Enjoy the speech.
Please join me in giving a big UCLA Extension welcome to our inaugural Icons of LA Award recipient, Mr. Stan Lee. Thank you.
First of all, I hate Dean Smoots. He said my whole speech, all the things he said I was going to say. So I sit here before you, hopeless, worried. What can I possibly do to make... I didn't really mean that, Dean. I spent quite a lot of time writing a 25-page speech that I could give you. And as I looked at it, I said, would I want to hear this speech? So I tore it up. So I stand here now, defenseless, with nothing except to tell you, I think you're all great. The fact that you're taking the courses you're taking, you're trying to help, to add to what you already know, to make yourselves better workers, better contributors. And I think that's great. I think also that I'm not going to make a long speech, but I'm going to tell you, I was told to say an anecdote. Anecdotes are easy. So I thought to myself, what kind of anecdote can I tell these people who really have more important things to do? And I figured I'm going to tell you how Spiderman came into being. It's a true story, although sometimes it's hard even for me to believe it. But we had already done the Fantastic Four and I think maybe the X-Men, I can't remember the order, but my publisher came to me and he said, Stan, I want you to come up with another superhero. So I said, okay, and I went home, and when my publisher said do something, I'd better do it because I wanted to keep my job. I thought, what can I come up with now? And the most important thing in a superhero at first is the superpower. Once you get that, everything else comes along. So I thought, what power will I give a new guy? And I saw a fly crawling on the wall. And I said, hey, if I could get a superhero that could stick to walls and crawl on them, man, that would be cool. And no, I'm lying to you. I don't think the word cool was in use then. I probably said it'll be groovy. I'll never lie to you. So I thought that was good. Now I needed a name. So I thought, well, let's see, Fly Man, Mosquito Man. I got down to Spiderman. Spider-Man. It just sounded dramatic. So, okay, I had my hero. I had his power, his name. And then I figured, just for fun, I'm going to give him personal problems. Because except for you people who are that your lives are perfect, but most other people have personal problems. And then I thought I'd make him a teenager, because there were no teenage superheroes that I knew of at the time. So armed with all that wonderful material, those great ideas, I ran into my publisher's office and I told him. This was my reaction, the reaction he gave me. Stan, that is the worst idea I have ever heard. First of all, and he started to give me his, because he's a very logical man, very intellectual. First of all, people hate spiders, so you can't call a hero Spider-Man. You want him to be a teenager? Teenagers can only be sidekicks. And you want him to have personal problems? Stan, don't you know what a superhero is? They don't have personal problems. Well, I left the office disappointed, but obviously a much wiser man. And I couldn't get Spider-Man out of my system. So we were about to kill a magazine. I think it was called Amazing Fantasy. It wasn't selling well, and we were sending the last issue to press. When you do the last issue of a magazine, nobody cares what you put in it because the book is dying. Just to get it out of my system, I put Spider-Man in Amazing Fantasy, feature him on the cover, forgot about it. A month later, all the sales figures came in. My publisher came racing into my office. Stan, you remember that character we both loved so much, Spider-Man? He said, let's do him as a series. Now, why am I telling you this? Besides the fact that I have to kill a little time. If you have an idea that you genuinely think is good, don't let some idiot talk you out of it. Now, that doesn't mean that every wild notion you come up with is going to be genius, but if there is something that you feel is good, something you want to do, something that means something to you, try to do it. Because I think you can only do your best work if you're doing what you want to do, and if you're doing it the way you think it should be done. And if you can take pride in it after you've done it, no matter what it is, if you can look at it and say, I did that, and I think it's pretty damn good. That's a great feeling. So don't let idiots talk you out of something that you think is good. By the same token, that doesn't mean every single thing you think is good is going to win a prize. Got to have a little judgment there. I've had other things that I thought were good that didn't work, but I'll save that for the next award you give me. I'll need something to tell you about. And I want to say, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate this award. And this college has meant a lot to me. I have spoken here many times over the years. It's one of the great institutes of learning. And to get this award, the Icon Award, I am truly touched. So I want to thank the staff and whoever it is that gave it to me. And I want to wish all of you the best luck in the world. Just do your thing. Do it as well as you. That's the important thing. Don't shirk. Whatever you do, give it your best shot. You'll be glad you did. Excelsior! Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, look.
We're going to present this right now. Do you want to face the audience?
Sure.
Maybe put your hand on this.
Yeah. What do you...
So, Stan. Stan, those were inspiring words for our graduates. That was great. I am honored to present you with UCLA Extension's very first Icons of LA Award.
I can't tell you how honored I am to receive it. I'm glad my wife isn't here right now. She'd be poking me and saying, put it down, you know how clumsy you are, you're gonna drop it. I haven't dropped it yet, and I promise I won't drop it. Thank you so much.
I'll take it back, don't leave yet.
Okay.
I have one more thing for you. There's more. I need the written part. Got it, thank you. So last evening, we had a little pre-celebration for Stan, a small get-together, and I had a few words to say about education, entertainment, and how they relate, like Stan referred to a little earlier. And then Stan talked. He had good stories, as he did today, to share. And one of them was the fact that he shared that he wasn't a college graduate. He said, I didn't go to college. And then he said, wait, I did start one course at City College in New York. And he said, the reason I started that was because I was really interested in this young lady. And she was taking that course, and she worked during the day. That's the only time I could see her. He said, so I signed up for the course, my very first college course. He said, then I dropped out after 3 or 4 weeks. He said, it turned out that she really wasn't interested in me. So that's how his college career ended. So, Stan, while you may not have gone to college, we at UCLA Extension want you to know that your life's work is worthy of university recognition. Let me do that now by presenting you with this honorary UCLA Extension certificate.
Oh, man. Go ahead.
The statement inside reads as follows. Presented to Stan Lee in recognition of his inspiring legacy, a life's work that illuminates the transformative power of storytelling for Los Angeles and the world. Thank you, Stan.
Good. Thank you. So I have a college degree.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
we college men, we know about these things.
Let me just also, I'll show you if we fold it out, whoops, don't lose that, right there. It is the University of California, Los Angeles. There you
This
go.
goes in the most prominent place in my office.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, wow.